Welcome back to the final day of the JRDA 2019 Championship Tournament. I'm Scott Chicken. I'm joined by Hippie from FOCO.
Yep.
Hippie, you were here last night for the 7 o'clock game, and now we're back at the same time. It's crazy. We're here for our 9th and 10th place game, Queen City versus Rocky Mountain. You're a little familiar with Rocky Mountain, being from FOCO.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a bit. You've played them a few times. So you guys beat Rocky in the first game of the tournament on Friday. Nice to go to a tournament to play the team that's across town, like literally an hour away. Queen City lost to Kalamazoo. Then Rocky Mountain lost to Rose Queen to the Pile of Bones from Regina, and here we are in the 9th and 10th. Why don't you walk us through the Rocky Mountain Roller Punks roster?
0-11, Veruca Assault, 05, Valkyrie, 101, Cruella, Destruction, 11, Killer Kitten, 13, Jawbreaker, 18, Lucy, 19, Tearing Around, 180, Black Star, 2, Catastrophic, 24, 2x4, 26, Reverse Chaology, 303, Jax, 31, Reckless Rider, 5, Mad Madeline, 55, Poison Ivy, 789, Hannah Bork-Rage, and 90, Ronnie Bruiser.
All right, and the Queen City Junior Roller Girls All-Stars in the kind of black and greenish, I guess. That's what we're calling it. Number 063, Spazmanian She-Devil. 12, Cacciatore Crusher. Number 1222, Catastrophic. 13 is Phobia. 14, Catatomic. 19, 50 McRolin. 2002, Darth Molly. Number 24, Little Bit. 28, The Hammer. 31, Pippi, Long Stomping. 41, Panic at the Derby. Number 66, Cherry Bomb. 710, Shoosh Queen. 711, Kick Ash. Number 731, Emma Getcha. 88, Betty the Whip White. And number 94, J-Dead. They are ranked, they came in the 9 and 10 seed, ranked 11th and 12th in the female division. So this should be a good game. I don't think they've never played each other. I know you're excited for your Rocky Mountain girls, but we'll see how Queen City handles it. Yeah. Super fast, Spazmanian She-Devil out first as lead jammer. Didn't catch the Rocky numbers at 13.
Yep, Jawbreaker.
All right. Should move this a little closer to your mouth.
Is that good?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's fine.
Sounds good.
Couple of points popping up on that pass. 4 points for Queen City to the early lead. We are on the Twitch TV stream from the WFTDA. Thanks to them for running the streams for us, so feel free to pop in on the chat. Vince Hannity would like, yes, he actually asked you to get your mic closer to your mouth, so maybe push it even more, because Vince Hannity is a paid professional.
Perfect.
He's not. I don't know if he's paid for this. He's paid for something.
Right. And it looks like Queen City is the lead jammer, number 12.
Cacciatore Crusher.
Cacciatore Crusher. Nice.
She is through. The heavy shoulder block and 4 more points. Now this on the pink track, we are set up inconveniently in turn number 1, so can't see the numbers as the jammers line up. We'll try and catch them as we go.
It does look like that is Jawbreaker out there for the Rocky Mountain Rollers against, I have no idea. Not at the moment.
We'll see. As they're lined up way behind the line, can't even catch the number on the screen.
But 4 first walls, and that is a lead champ for Rocky.
Yes. We're back to the same, going the two rotation with 063 Spazmanian She-Devil jamming for Queen City. But a quick run through for Jawbreaker.
4 points for Rocky, putting them on the board.
So I had a question, how come there's juniors, they look like adults? And when B.O.B. Armad says, because they're level 3, it's mostly teens. Yes, these skaters anywhere from, probably 12 to 18?
Yeah.
But they're playing full contact roller derby. And I know have you guys played on FOCO? Have you played any adult teams? Do you ever scrimmage with adults?
Sometimes we'll play the FOCO adults. We played Denver way back in the day before the Lady Trample and stuff.
Before they blew up.
But
yeah.
We've done that before.
Another lead jammer for Reverse Chaology of Rocky Mountain, and on a power jam as Cacciatore Crusher heads to the penalty box.
And that is
Reverse Chaology looking to juke. Oh, squished in the middle, but makes it through. 7:31, Emma Gitcha trying to close the door and getting the penalty from the process. So we're up to 8 on the jam for Rocky. Direction of play thins out. And reverses through.
As the cover is taken off for Queen City.
And our ref Zero, hopping over legs, has been jumping over things all weekend long. I don't know if it's just to show that he can or because it's fully necessary, but it looks great.
Another 4 points for Rocky, putting them ahead, 20-8.
Yeah, 16-point jam. As you mentioned, 20-8.
Very fast-paced derby. I'm excited.
Yeah, this game has been more quick and spread out than some of the other games that we've seen. The Santa Cruzes and others who just play the lockdown game and nobody gets anywhere.
It is a 3-2 pack advantage for Queen City. Jawbreaker on the line against Tasmanian.
And that was Spazmanian She Devil. Spazmanian. Yes. Spaz cutting through quickly.
I see a familiar duo. They always put Jawbreaker and Spaz against each other. Smart choice as she calls off the jam right before. Oh, Rocky picks up 1 point as Queen City picks up 4.
So 21-12. There's a brief pause with the cheering. The Rocky Mountain, you guys being both you and Rocky, very close to the venue here in Loveland, so good home crowd for both of your games.
You know, Rocky's very iconic with the cowbells.
Yes.
That's one thing we've always known them for.
It does get your attention.
100%.
For sure.
Absolutely. And it does look like getting attention. Number 12 right here has grabbed our attention with the
Yes,
jam.
it has grabbed Lead Jammer as well, and then
her wheel actually fell off.
Oh, yeah, broke the truck coming off there.
Attention to the wheels.
It's going to make it hard to skate.
Yeah. Smart call on that.
Yes. And we'll roll off the side. We will. Fortunately, we do have some, skaterats.com here. They can hopefully fix that up.
Death and Glory. Lots of skate shops out here.
So while they reset, we'll pull out another jammer. It looks like Jawbreaker going out to the line for Rocky Mountain.
Against Spaz. What do you know?
What do you know?
Wow. Strategy? No. And it looks like Spaz is the lead jammer for Queen City.
That is 3 for 4. That Spazmanian She Devil has had lead. As Jawbreaker, number 13 Jawbreaker. I was seeing 2x4 on the list for a second. I'm like, that's not the right name. Is held up. Nice job with the 4 wall at the front.
Valkyrie playing offense up in the front. Jawbreaker still pushing through as the red wall is holding Spaz in the back.
Yes, now forced out and rolled back.
Wee Bonnie Bruiser holding Spaz.
Jawbreaker finally clear.
As she is forced to call off the jam.
Did collect 2 points. So we sit 14-21, 7-point gap. And it'll be interesting to see who Queen City puts out because they've been going with a 2-jammer rotation for the first, 7 jams.
Yeah, that's a little endurance, you know?
Just a little bit. Going to get a timeout called right as the clock was about to tip over. So Queen City taking a little extra time, maybe give a breather to some skaters.
And that looks like it is Pippi Longstopping on the line for Queen City against Reverse Chaology. Pippi Longstocking. Stomping. I have to give some love to that name because I used to be Hippie Longstocking.
All right. Then you just shorten it up to
it's
hippie.
just Hippie now. but much love to those names. See a lot of those.
Let's give some shout outs to our officials, our non-skating and skating officials for the game. TBD, Headless Horseman, Bob Thomas Prime, Melotrauma, Saren Gasp, Melanie, I Holy Wakajoli, Boohag, Zookeeper, and on the skates we got Admiral Mayhem, Ref in Peace, Carmen Dragon, Zero, Chefery, Tim the Ref, Synapse Zing, and Black Belt Barbie. All right, so 31 on Queen City. Who did you say? Who's jamming for
Reverse
Reverse?
Chaology.
26, yes. There we go. So Queen City
And
setting up
Hippie
at the
long
pivot line
stopping.
now, rolling back. And Jammer's like 10 feet behind the line and continuing to roll back. It's good
Doing some
jockeying for
jammer on
position.
jammer
Yeah,
contact.
just a little bump.
As Reverse Chaology is the lead jammer for Rocky.
Breaks a 3-jam string for Queen City. And Reverse calling for some offensive assist. Good job splitting that pack
Yeah.
up to let her slide through.
Calls off the jam before any points are scoring for Queen City.
Takes Rocky Mountain to 25, Queen City 14, 22-20 to go. Hey, Shady Hawkins. Glad you woke up to some amazing rotational blocking. Please continue sipping your coffee. All right. 3-on-3 in the pack is each team with one blocker in the penalty box. And lead jammer going again. Who would it be? Why?
Wow,
Stephanie She-Devil,
Spaz.
of
And it
course.
does look like that is a power jam as Jawbreaker
Oh.
is sent to the box.
So 4 points on the first pass, a wide lane, and Rocky shedding more blockers.
And a nice duck under Anabolic Rage for
Yeah.
Spaz.
Kind of the only blocker at the front for
Right.
a moment there. Now joined up, we have 3 back for Rocky Mountain. And a second 3-point run as Jawbreaker back out and in play.
Woo, and
Scoreboard
that
showing Killer
apex
Kitten, but that
jump.
is in fact number 13 Jawbreaker. And calling off the jam. 16-0 run. We
Wow.
are now 30 to
Lead
25.
change.
Queen City, that was taking full advantage of the power jam.
Definitely.
Sometimes the penalty kill
Right.
works. This time, not so much.
I think this is a very well matched up teams for this morning
For it.
matchup.
It's good. It's a good wake me up,
It's a good-
certainly.
yeah.
Like, oh, hey, this
I'm
isn't
slurring my words,
boring,
but
slow game.
I'm excited, and this looks like a lead jam for number 12 on Queen City.
That is
Kachiator
Kachiator. Yeah.
Crusher.
She clearly
Can't
got
say
the,
her name, but
got the skate fixed, so that's
yeah,
good.
exactly. Real quick fix.
Fixed or stole someone else's, who knows.
Exactly.
Either way, grab lead, calls off the jam. 0 checking in with the other refs. 1 point up. Gets us a 6-point game with just under 20 minutes to go in the first period.
Nice.
So if you're enjoying watching this on Twitch, and thank you for tuning in, there will be more fantastic tournament derby action on Twitch. Join us for free live games from the 2019 WFTDA postseason right here on Twitch TV. Oh,
Nearly
big
taking out the
check.
ref. That's crazy.
That was airborne for both blocker and jammer. Jawbreaker lead jammer. Spasmanian She-Devil held up after that big hit.
Jawbreaker doing a tiptoe on the outside.
Mhm,
4
and
more
Cole.
points.
Meanwhile, Rocky shedding a blocker as 731 Emma Gitcha comes back into play for Queen City. Both jammers bump to the back. Spasmanian She-Devil finally completing the initial pass. getting a call from the ref or from the bench to speed it up, and finally, Jawbreaker calls off the jam with 3 more. And another lead change.
Wow,
So Shady
1
can have another
point.
sip of her coffee. And we'll reset. 18:25 to go. 32-31. Rocky Mountain in the lead. And we're still 4 on 3. Slight
on
advantage in the
3.
pack for Queen City. As we've got number 12, Cacciatore Crusher, back out, and I see 26 for Rocky Mountain. Reverse Chaology.
Still both on initial. Or wait, is she lead? Yeah, Reverse Chaology is lead.
I think bench
Calls off the jam.
screaming to call off the jam.
I do know that Rocky is unfortunately playing a little bit short.
Are they?
Actually, Poison Ivy had a surgery recently, and then
geez.
Taryn is not cleared to play from a concussion
Wow.
yesterday, I believe. So I know Rocky is really out here with an 8-player rotation.
Wow.
So
All right,
they're
think we get some
holding
work.
it. Yeah, as Queen City with a disadvantage with 3 on the track right now.
It looks like number 31, Pippi Long stomping, jamming for Queen City and trying to go up the inside lane. Jawbreaker around the outside,
Yep.
lead jammer Rocky Mountain. Direction of play penalty.
For wee Bonnie Bruiser, who was sent to the box for Rocky.
I think Pippi might have thought, oh, is that a penalty on me? No. It's the other team. Red shirt, not black or green or whatever we're calling it.
Right.
There's 4
Pippi
points up.
taking the offense on the outs, getting dragged back.
Pippi Long stomping now, star in hand, as Jawbreaker forced out of bounds.
Both walls holding strong.
Well, Pippi looking to the swinger on the outside.
As wee Bonnie Bruiser returns to the pack, Jawbreaker calls off the jam.
Breaker's like, hey, wee Bonnie Bruiser, why don't you skate all the way around, then I'll call it. I'm sure she didn't know she was on her way out from the penalty box, but, you know. Pippi kind of checking the nose, might have caught a shoulder or a helmet. And we will take an official timeout pause. So Hippie question coming in. Rocky's running an eight skaters total, or is it an 8 blocker rotation?
You know, it could be one of either or.
All right, so we're not 100%
I was
certain.
talking to some of the skaters and their parents because, you know, I have some friends on the team.
Uh-huh.
And I've heard that they're really out here, you know, 8 players.
Yeah, I do see what we got 2. Obviously,
benches
there's
look
a
a little
couple of
empty
knee and a
seats.
arm, and then there's
Right.
4 currently on the bench.
Yeah.
And if I'm counting on the track, I got 4 blockers and a jammer. So that would be 9 total.
9.
Whew. All right.
9. It's crazy.
So we've got 15:40-ish to go. There was a little official timeout because we did have to send Jawbreaker over to the medic tent because I think she did get bopped in the nose and might have been bleeding a little bit, and we've got to get that cleaned up before going. So that would take your 9 down to 8 now.
There,
so
now it's 8. Dang it, I think I jinxed him.
So that's fun and exciting. All right, Cacciatore Crusher jamming for Queen City.
Reverse Chaology for Rocky.
And Cacciatore Crusher is out, but Reverse Chaology right behind.
Yeah.
There's only
Looks like.
two blockers on the track for Queen City.
Is she going to call it? quick. Ooh.
Gonna
4
go
for
long.
each.
4 and 4.
The pack is
As-
speeding up
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Queen City bench going frantic, saying, "Go faster, go faster! We're just trying to kill time and get some people out of the box."
Right.
Meanwhile, Reverse Chaology is through. Both of the Queen City blockers finally released, and Queen City calls off the jam. Did collect 4, so 8 to 8.
8 to 8.
Takes us 39-46 with 14 and a half to go. We're through with the first quarter of play. Next up, as Rocky sits there, 3 on the bench, looking like 2 on the track, 2 in the penalty box.
Looks like we have Wee Bonnie Bruiser jamming for the first time for Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the lead jammer as Spazmanian She-Devil.
Yes, but Wee Bonnie Bruiser threw quickly as well. She
Calls
sort of
off
take
the jam before any points are scored. As Jawbreaker is out for medic check. Might be seeing some new faces for the Rocky Jammers.
Yeah. We've got Reverse Chaology on the line next for Rocky. Calling for one more blocker.
Another blocker. Oh, so
Swapping in and out.
2 for 4 in
that
favor
is
of Queen City.
Cacciatore Crusher again jamming for Queen City. Ooh, jammers lined up on the side. Reverse Chaology with the hip out, but didn't run back, so Cacciatore Crusher able to run up the inside edge and grab lead jammer.
And there was a cover pass to Nusi, number 18.
First star pass of the game. Nusi popping it on. Cacciatore Crusher calls off the jam, but 2 points
2
for
points
Nusi.
for Nusi.
And only 3 for Cacciatore Crusher with the no pass, no penalty. So that'll take us 41-48.
7 points.
Yes, indeed. So WFTDA postseason coming up, and there is a deal on the watch pass. Head over to WFTDA.com, or yes, not WFTDA.tv, not .com, to get your watch pass. And if you use the code WFTDA RobyDoby, you can save 20% on the combo pass. And yes, Vinsanity, I did say Queen City is running a short jammer rotation. They've been going with 2 for most of the time, with dropping in a third. It's been splitting between Cacciatore Crusher and Spazmanian She-Devil the bulk of the time.
And then Pippi Longstocking.
Pippi Longstocking, yeah, has hopped in
third.
a few. Sweethearts Candy, is this college or high school? This is 18 and under, so generally high school. Some may be doing community college running start stuff. but
Yeah.
It is Junior Roller Derby. Thanks for tuning in. And we have a team timeout for Rocky Mountain. Understandable. Take a little breather.
Yeah.
We're quarter of the way through the game plus a little bit. And when they're running with, what, 9 people we said? Probably need a little
Nine-ish.
break once in a while.
Here and there.
9-ish, yes. So 4 on 3 in the pack. At this point, Queen City 1 blocker in the penalty box. Spazmanian She-Devil back out. Jawbreaker jamming for Rocky Mountain. But it is Spazmanian She-Devil doing what you do, grabbing lead jammer.
Queen City with the offense on the in and a beautiful apex jump for Spaz.
Yes, that was very pretty.
Picking up
And a
4
quick
points.
call off.
Yeah, set it up real quick, executed nicely.
Got her blocker out. Rocky Mountain sheds a couple to the box, so they will start 2 shy in the pack. No points for Rocky. A 2-point game, 48-46. This is what you look for on the
Definitely.
first game of the morning on a Sunday. Wake everybody up with a
Absolutely.
nice close contest.
2-point games. And, ooh,
Cacciatore Crusher with the star for Queen City was forced out but bounced back and out on a power.
Nusi, and that is a power jam for Queen City.
Yeah, high block was the call, at least according to house announcer Ruby. I missed the visual cue, but through is Cacciatore Crusher. 4 points on that pass. Remember, no more jammer lap points, so no 5-point power jam passes, just 4.
Wow, that is a lead change.
Yes.
Picking up 4 more points for Queen City.
8 total on the jam so far as Reverse Chaology
Ooh.
back out.
Does a little juke, spins around the inside line.
Both jammers through. Queen
Little
City
jammer
calling
on
for the
jammer
pack to roll
contact
forward.
and calls it off.
And 2
2
points
for
captured.
Rocky.
Yes, Reverse Chaology grabbing the point for the trailing blocker and also the point for the blocker in the penalty box. If you're watching online and going, wait, why did you get 2 points? Because they had somebody in the box. And thank you, Shady, for further clarification on the high school versus college JRDA, WFTDA distinction, all around age. You can't have JRDA skaters that are 18. They just have to be 17 at the start of the season.
Right.
You're not forced out as soon as we're not throwing the baby bird out of the
Right,
nest if they turn 18 midseason. Which I know my child with the January birthday was very happy about. Number 13, Jawbreaker, lead jammer.
Up against Spazmanian She-Devil for Queen City. Still on her initial pass.
Jawbreaker bumped out of bounds, cutting back and spins through the middle.
Spins.
Grabs the 4 points.
As Queen City playing some offense,
Trying,
but it's getting stuck once again by that red brick wall.
right? That is a solid
That
tripod
is a
with the outrider.
Bigger wall. As
4 more.
Jawbreaker gets, 4 more points for Rocky.
And we are now tied as Spazmanian She-Devil rolled out of bounds and rolled back.
Wee Bonnie Bruiser sent to the penalty box.
4 more up for Rocky Mountain. And getting the wave on. Let's continue as Spazmanian She-Devil still on the initial pass. This has been the most that I think Rocky's been able to lock her down all game. She's been very good at
with the 2 jammer rotation,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it should be very interesting to see how the second half goes with both teams
Right,
running short on
right.
jammers at least. I think looking at Queen City's bench, they have a larger blocker core, I think, but also not maybe a full 15 on either side. Official review called by Queen City. Each team gets 3 timeouts for the game and 1 official review for each half. If you have an official review and request a change of a penalty or whatever, and you win that, you will get it back for that half as well. You can also use the official review as a timeout. Well, thank you again for joining us here on Twitch. If you're curious about these penalties, what makes a back block, or a track cut, some of the other penalties and rules, visit WFTDA.com/new. You can get a downloadable roller derby cheat sheet that will explain all about what you can and cannot do and why we no longer just elbow people in the head and
Right.
throw them over the rail or whatever.
Punch them
that
in the face.
happened on TV in the 70s.
Banks track.
Yes. So as this discussion goes on, let's mention more about the WFTDA postseason. We've got 6 tournaments, and that watch pass gets you all 6. Save 20% on the season combo watch pass at WFTDA.tv if you enter the code WFTDA Roby Doby. You will get to see the Continental Cup, WFTDA Continental Cup North America West coming out of Orem, Utah, hosted by Happy Valley Derby Darlings. That's August 9th through 11th. August 23rd through 25th, we head to Lancaster, Pennsylvania for the Continental Cup North America East, hosted by Dutchland Derby Rollers. Then it's playoff time, International WFTDA playoffs in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, coming September 6th through 8th, hosted by Greensboro Roller Derby. Then heading up to my neck of the woods in Seattle, Washington, September 13th through 15th, hosted by Rat City Roller Derby. Then it's back to the Cups and over to Europe for Continental Cup Europe, Helsinki, Finland, October 5th and 6th, hosted by the Callio Rolling Rainbow. And we round it all out in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, with the International WFTDA Championships, hosted by Montreal Roller Derby. All of that, $72 if you use the WFTDA Roby Doby code. All right, Beecher Peachman asks, how do they score? Well, I didn't give the Roller Derby 101. The Jammers with the Stars get through the pack the first time. The next subsequent times they move through the pack, they will get 1 point for each blocker that they pass standing up and inbounds or in the penalty box. Once you grab one person on the track, you get the points for the people in the box. So maximum of technically 5, but that rarely happens. 4 is the what we'll mostly see today.
Yeah, the very rare 5 points.
Very rare golden unicorn or whatever you were saying
it
was
used to not be rare. And then the rule change.
Yes, now back to 3-on-3, and both teams, oh, this is a grind of a jam.
Wow, these walls are holding it.
We got Reverse Chaology jamming against Cacciatore Crusher. I guess everyone rested up during that official review, and we're like, we're just ready to get on the blocking sled, and Reverse Chaology pushes through first. Lead jammer, Rocky Mountain. But Cacciatore Crusher is also clearing. And the packs will regroup at the start of turn 3.
Looks like they're setting up a quick offensive move. She calls off the jam as Wee Bonner Bruzy, or Wee Bonnie Bruiser knocks out the play.
Trying to get to the front to help out, but back of the pack just not keeping pace. So we stay 66-58.
Good defense on both sides.
Little confab by our outside refs. Front of the dais here, we will reset. Oh, it's 4-on-4. Everybody back out of the penalty box. Jawbreaker and Spazmanian She-Devil.
Nice block by Hannah on Rocky to Spaz, and follows with an apex.
The unexpected apex jump. Doesn't get lead. Jawbreaker is lead, but
they're racing the pack.
Yeah.
Calls it off.
Everybody going super fast. Takes us to 58-66.
Yeah, 0-0.
Vidsanity, I'm with you with the jammer lap point, and I'm glad you poured something out. Hopefully it was onto a plate or not onto your carpet. Cacciatore Crusher number 12 jamming for Queen City and leads. Sneaking in on the inside.
Reverse Chaology is on her tail.
Reverse Chaology also out. Cacciatore Crusher bumping into the pack, hipped out. Nice work by number 18, Nusi. Cacciatore Crusher looking, finding room on the outside. Does get clear. Calls off the jam. I believe that would be a 4-4 tie, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So we're now 70-62, 8-point game, 4:45 to go in the first period. Now looking at Rocky Mountain, they've got a couple of skaters aging out. Poison Ivy, who you mentioned not skating today because recently had surgery, I think you said. And Black Star, is Black Star also? Don't think I saw Black Star out there.
Black Star
Perhaps?
is number
Number 180.
180.
We'll
Yeah.
keep an eye out.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, both of them aging up.
Definitely. Yeah, I know Ivy actually injured it doing street skating, you know, like roller skating.
Yes.
Chicks
I think
and Bulls stuff.
I saw Poison Ivy in the note says likes to bowl skate and strongly encourages skaters to wear their gear. Maybe that has
Yeah.
something to do with the injury.
Maybe. But
All right, Spazmanian She-Devil is your lead jammer. Jawbreaker
Jawbreaker is coming through.
jamming it out, but Spazmanian She-Devil grabs the points, calls off the jam. Takes us to a 4-point game with 3:42 to go. 70-66. Over on the Queen City side, they have 6 skaters aging out.
Oh, wow.
5 of whom, according to their notes, are going to be joining the Queen City adult team after champs.
Nice.
So it sounds like Queen City's adult team going to get some solid talent coming up from this team. These guys are playing great.
Yeah.
Oh, back block for reverse chaology.
Means that this is a power jam
It
for
is.
Queen City.
Queen City number 12, Cacciatore Crusher, forced out.
By Black Star.
Yeah, so Black Star is playing today. All right.
Yeah. But that is a track cut.
And we got the double jammer
Comes
penalty.
a very quick power jam for reverse chaology.
Yes, most penalties 30 seconds with the jammers.
Oh.
If one jammer is sitting and the other jammer comes in,
And another back.
they will
block.
swap out.
I
That was a
believe.
forearm, I think, on reverse
Oh,
chaology.
wow.
So that frees Cacciatore Crusher. We will have a full 2-minute jam, as there is no lead jammer to call it off. Cacciatore Crusher bouncing off number 5, Mad Madeline. And forced out of bounds. Mad Madeline also bumped out of bounds and rolls back.
Ooh. Big hit. That sends double low on Queen City.
Mad Madeline clutching the hip after landing hard on this concrete floor, but it's like,
Right.
oh, I'm okay. I'm just a little slow to get up. Don't call the jam off yet.
Right. Considering.
All right, reverse chaology out of the box and through. Cacciatore Crusher completes the initial pass. And 4 points up, finally. 15
Ooh.
seconds to go in the jam. We finally have some
man.
points. After all of those
Oh.
penalties. Ooh, jumping
And
through low block.
Low block call. 14.
Yes, that's number 14.
Cats Atomic for Queen City.
And a final 8. Does Cacciatore Crusher get any points on that run? 3 is the call. So 69-78, minute to go in the half. I agree with the WFTDA mod saying that they're not sure why Vince Hannity is not at this tournament. Because Vince Hannity should be at all tournaments, but that's just me.
Right.
Jawbreaker jamming against Spazmanian She-Devil. And both jammers slowly working through, but the pack's now
Still
just
fighting for
again
initial.
locking down.
Ooh.
Ooh, Jawbreaker, I think, slipped on the foot and like caught the nose on someone's armband. Not a high block, just to slip it into
Just
this floor, as the people have been
Right.
saying, a little slippery.
but
And,
makes it around the outside.
Toe stop might have shifted. Jawbreaker calls it off. And rolls back to the bench. All right, we will be sending Jawbreaker back over because the lip and or nose may have bled again.
Yeah.
Our refs and other officials on it. We will take 5 seconds remaining in the half. So we will get one more jam in. Queen City trailing by 9 points, 78-69, as we didn't get any no points on that last jam. Teams will get about a 10-minute timeout or a halftime break in the middle to rest up before the second half. Coming up next on this track will be our open divisions. Probably, I believe, the 9th, 10th place game. We'll find that out over halftime and let you know in the second half. But all full day of Junior Roller Derby action coming to you from Loveland, Colorado at JRDA Championships. All right, back on and back out at lead jammer. Oh, not lead jammer with the no pass, no penalty. Spazmanian She-Devil not cleanly passing everyone. We will have no lead jammer as number 26 currently holding the star, Reverse Chaology. So probably not what these teams were hoping for, a full 2-minute jam at the end of the half.
This could be a game changer, though.
Could be. Reverse Chaology trying to get through. Spazmanian She-Devil 4. Reverse Chaology finally clears the pack. Spazmanian She-Devil back in.
Forming their tripod as Reverse Chaology spins through the inside and is pushed back by number 14, Catatonic on Queen City.
And now it's just push and grind time. 50 seconds remaining in the jam.
2-minute mark, man.
41.
One less blocker to push through for Reverse Chaology.
Reverse Chaology forced out and down, and another Queen City blocker heading to the penalty box.
Hitting Spazmanian towards the inside and all the way back as the start is passed. Ooh.
Illegal contact and a jump by both Zero and Spazmanian.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of jumps by Zero.
Tandem lateral jump there by the jam ref and jammer.
And Lucy is the jammer for Rocky Mountain. Tiptoeing through, forced with one blocker left. Scoring
finally comes
4 points for Rocky.
Yes, so we finally wrap up an 11-16 Rocky Mountain Jam win. Takes them to 94, a 14-point lead over Queen City. Well, that was a very interesting first half for two teams that skating very short jammer rotations. Looked like a fairly large chunk of penalties coming in right at the end. We will go gather the penalty board prior to the, or during the halftime rather, and we'll give these guys a break.
Yeah.
And we'll take a break as well, and we'll be back with the second half. Queen City, Rocky Mountain. You are watching the 2019 JRDA Championships on twitch.tv WFTDA. Thanks to the WFTDA for streaming all this, and we'll be back in a bit. Welcome back to the 2019 JRDA Championship Tournament from Loveland, Colorado. I'm Scott Chicken.
And I'm Hippie from FOCO.
Yes, you are. We are in the middle of Queen City versus Rocky Mountain. I went over and looked at the penalty board, and your Rocky Mountain friends have some trouble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Oh, man.
Rocky Mountain Catastrophic, Reverse Chaology, number 26, and Wee Bonnie Bruiser all sitting with 5 penalties, 7 penalties, and you foul out. And when you're running a short squad, that's not a good thing. On the Queen City side, Emma Gitcha has 5 penalties, and Betty the Whip White, number 88, has 6. So both teams with some people to foul out. We were noting the short jammer rotation in the earlier in the first half. You said Rocky Mountain is only skating with like 9 people anyway, so they've got to go. Cacciatore Crusher and Spazmanian She-Devil for Queen City with 11 and 13 jams each. Pippi Long Stomping is jammed twice. On the Rocky Mountain side, Jawbreaker jammed 12 times, Reverse Chaology 13, and Wee Bonnie Bruiser once. So 3 total jammers for each team.
Right.
That's crazy talk, and it's I'm impressed at how well they've been holding up after
endurance.
3 days of derby. The Queen City folk getting the cheer together. Definitely a larger squad than Rocky, but I'm not sure. I don't think they're a full 15 either. So
Yeah.
Coming in and playing well. On the lead jammer side, Cacciatore Crusher lead jam 5 of 11 times. Spazmania She Devil also had 5 leads out of her 13 jams. Jawbreaker with 5 leads and Reverse Chaology with 4, so fairly even, as we can see from the score,
Yeah.
94 to 80.
Seems like a really good matchup.
And we will start with a fairly thin pack. Looks like 3-on-2. We've got 2 Rocky Mountain blockers in the penalty box, 1 from Queen City standing. Shady Hawkins, by the way, says that you freaking rock.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best. I love to announce. Good to be back, Scott.
Hey, good to have you back. Meanwhile, over on the other track, in case you're interested, in the 7th place game, Rose City leading Pile of Bones. Or no, I'm sorry, tied with Pile of Bones now. They were
Oh.
leading at the half, but Pile of Bones
Wow,
obviously caught up.
that's going to be a really good game.
So yeah, that should be fun. All right. They're having some discussion. It looks like number 13, Jawbreaker, is back over at the medics. And she had a couple of cases where
Yeah.
she sort of tripped and banged her nose on someone's arm or whatnot, and did come out with like a bandana over the
Right.
face. I don't know if that was protective or to hide the fact that her nose was still bleeding.
Maybe a stylish look.
But yeah. Now back over at the medics tent, so we will start as soon as the medics are finished checking on her. Coach is also over in that area. In the meantime, who's on the line? That's 26 Reverse Chaology, I think, right? With the
Yeah.
star?
Up against Spazmanian She Devil, I believe, for Queen City. Familiar matchup
Yeah.
once again.
So,
Considering there's only a 2 jammer rotation on each.
It's all familiar at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Spazmanian She Devil is aging out. We'll be playing for the Lake Effect Furies WFTDA charter team, starting with them after champs. And understandable, because she has been a force.
Right.
Not similar to you,
Oh,
like not
yeah.
a big jammer, but
Right.
really good. And
Lots of respect for smaller jammers out there. Held,
Holds
but
the foot.
tiptoes
Oh.
around getting lead jammer for Queen City.
That super tight to the line, like leaning back move. It's just
As Reverse Chaology takes off the star cover, and woo! Look at that air. Spazmanian She Devil.
that was a long jump. 4 points up for Queen City, takes them to within 10.
She
And
calls off the jam, gaining 2 points for Queen City.
2 more as Reverse Chaology had cleared the pack. So we now sit 86-94.
Right.
And I'm seeing Wee Bonnie Bruiser back out to jam for Rocky Mountain.
Some more strategic. I've seen a lot of players block that jam. For example, Nusi on Rocky Mountain. She used to be a main jammer. She's their primary pivot. Lots of strategy on that.
Yeah, that's a good option, because then if you need to pass,
Right.
you've got somebody who knows what they're doing.
Exactly. And Wee Bonnie Bruiser is the lead jammer for Rocky.
This is Wee Bonnie Bruiser's second time jamming in the game. After the 1 in the first half, Bonnie going,
Ooh,
thought she
the
was going to go
jumps.
airborne. Did not.
She's
There was a penalty
Yeah.
called, so no track cut.
right.
Still in the apex, going a little. The coaches for Queen City like, wait, what happened? What is? Hold on.
What?
I see a lot of arms held out to the side with a huh? She got knocked out of bounds. What's the story? Well, I do see a blocker in the penalty box. I think they're
Right.
going to have a little discussion around whether or not there were additional players jumped past. Official timeout
Official
is called.
timeout, Yep.
And we will mention again our tournament season coming up for the WFTDA postseason. If you're looking to go to either of the playoff locations, either in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, or up in the other corner of the country, Seattle, Washington, USA, you can get a 4-pack of 3-day tickets, only $175. That is $85 off the regular price. You can get your tickets now to the best events in roller derby at WFTDA.com/tickets. There is also for junior skaters a discount code there as well for both of those playoffs. Juniors can use the code that's shown on WFTDA.com/tickets. There's a separate code for Winston-Salem and Seattle, but it'll save you, I think, $30 on the ticket for the weekend pass. I will warn you, they're going to card you on your way in to make sure that you are, in fact, of legal age. Yes, the cut track penalty was assessed. As I'm fairly certain, Weebani was bumped out and then went in front of at least 2 skaters from the other team rather than just the one that knocked her out.
So it does look like a power jam for Queen City.
Yes, Queen City now trailing by 8 points. And Pippi long stomping out for the 3rd jam of the game.
I do believe that is Spaz, Manny, and She Devil.
Oh, is this Spaz? Oh, see, I was looking at this thing, but you're right.
It's the socks.
You are
It's the
correct.
socks. Look for rainbow socks for Pippi long
eye.
stomping. I used to do the same as a
the loud fun
Pippi
socks.
long stocking myself.
Yes. It's like, that's so cool, kind of in the team colors and everything. Pippi long stomping knocked to the ground as quickly out of the box and through is Weebani Bruiser.
Puts the star back on her head. Spaz does a quick little juke and is out, scoring 4 more points for Queen City.
So that takes Queen City to 90. Rocky Mountain still
As
sitting at
Nusi
94.
is sent to the box, leaving one less player for Spaz to get around.
And she does with 4. Weebani Bruiser almost clear. High block called on number 14, Catatomic. That'll be their 5th penalty, I believe.
And Spaz with another scoring pass.
Yes, Black Star picking up the low block on that as we are down to 2-on-2 in the pack.
Weebani with another lap around.
So we're up to 12-8 right now. Spazmanian She Devil held up a bit, tipped back. Weebani
And
Bruiser.
Weebani Bruiser with the toast up on the inside.
Yes.
Scoring 4 points for Rocky.
Beautiful, absorbing the hit and continuing to spin around. Catastrophic back to the penalty box. That, I believe, is number 6.
It is a 4-point game. Ooh.
That's going to be a back block to Weebani Bruiser
Which means power jam for Queen City.
just as time runs out on the jam.
Very close game.
Yes, let's see. So I had a 16. Any more points for Queen City? No, 1 more point coming in for Rocky Mountain. So we are 107
Oh, wow.
to 102. And are we getting foul outs?
Ooh.
I see an official timeout call.
Oh, no.
Oh. Coach, the 3rd base coach, running over to have a chat with the other coaches. If they're discussing whether the penalty to Weebani Bruiser was.
Right.
I couldn't see if
I
the
don't
skater
know.
turned into it or not. Sometimes that
Back
will.
block is always a hard one.
Yeah.
And considering the floor, too.
Exactly. All right, teams are waiting for this official timeout as we're looking at people. I see someone else sliding over to the box.
Yeah.
So we may be getting.
Is that
Let's see,
a
Weebani
foul?
Bruiser did have 6, so that would be her 7th.
Yeah.
So that is the foul out. And Weebani Bruiser is met by the team wrangler parent.
So is that 6 for Rocky now? 6
So-
rotation? 7?
So we're down, let's see, I see 1 skater on the bench right now.
Nice.
Oh, maybe 2, sorry, there's another sitting
2.
back. They got 2 rows of the bench and it's hard to
Right,
tell
right.
who's sitting where. So yeah, that would take them down to about 7, I believe. That's
Right.
that is tight.
With
And we
a
got 25 minutes
4-3
of the game
advantage
left.
for Queen City. Some offense on the inside. We see reverse Chaology blocking now as well too.
And out on the power start, lead jammer, Cacciatore Crusher. Mad Madeline back in, takes Rocky Mountain up to 3 blockers on the track. Jawbreaker with the star, waiting to be released and is cut free. That's 4 points up for Queen City.
Wow.
Takes them to within 1.
This could be a potential lead change.
Could be. Jawbreaker struggling to get out. Queen City solid on the 3-wall tripod at the front.
As Hannibalic Rage is released from the box. It is a
Jawbreaker finally out.
through her initial. Calls it off right before.
And there is your
the
lead change now. 110, 107.
Wow. 24 minutes left to go.
Yes, we did have a game yesterday that was called for safety reasons as the team ran out of players. It had some foul outs, so hopefully that won't happen today. But we've got Catastrophic sitting on at least 6 and Reverse Chaology with 5, so a couple more.
Penalties, definitely.
All right, Spazmanian She-Devil back out to jam for Queen City. And 26, Reverse Chaology is lead jammer for Rocky Mountain.
Spazmanian on the outside, pushing through for her initial. As Reverse Chaology with a
pretty.
nice, pretty little move there on the outside,
Yes.
scoring 4 for Rocky with a 1-point difference.
Just slicing through the middle and like hitting the seam. Did the
Yeah.
same thing this time. Like, I'm just going for where your joint is and I
Right.
will break through.
Another beautiful 4 more points for Rocky as Spaz is out of her initial.
Here's Chaology in for a 3rd scoring pass. Spazmanian She-Devil gets close.
And she
Jam
calls
called off.
the jam.
Carmen
No
Dragon quick with
points
the
for
0
Queen
up
City.
for Spaz. But an 11-point jam for Rocky Mountain, now 118 to
Wow,
110.
another lead change.
Things going tight here on the
Yeah.
second half of this game. Over on our other track, Rose City now pulling ahead, 124 to 117.
That is a
But they got
close game as
17
well.
minutes to go in that game as
Right.
well, so it's back and forth both ways.
Talk about back and forth. The Jammers are going back and forth once again with Cacciatore Crusher as the lead for Queen City.
Cacciatore Crusher bops into the pack.
Does a nice little juke and scores 4 for Queen City as Jawbreaker is not too far behind.
Yeah, Jawbreaker right behind and sneaking through, once again grabbing that lip. And jam called off. Jawbreaker says, did I get one?
No.
So we're now 118 to 122. 21 and a half minutes to go. Pinsanity is going to call a huge moral victory for Rocky Mountain if they can hold out to the 15-minute mark.
Right.
I would agree. I think they
I
prefer
would
a
too.
full-on victory through the entire 60 minutes, but
It's all about keeping it clean.
yes. Oh, man, speaking of clean,
That was
practically
a very
untouched.
clean move.
And the reverse Chaology, number 26, jamming for Rocky, is also through. Spazmanian She-Devil back to the pack. Quickly calls it off.
0 points for Rocky, 2 for Queen City. A 2-point game at the moment with 20 minutes left to
man.
go.
Rocky Mountain 1 shy in the pack. As we've got number 18, Nusi, sitting in the penalty box. Nusi, one of the skaters that's not in penalty trouble. This Jawbreaker jamming against Cacciatore Crusher. Jawbreaker room on the inside is through. Lead jammer Rocky Mountain. Cacciatore Crusher forced out.
Held by Nusi.
Yeah, Nusi out of the penalty box and straight back onto defense, so that's solid.
Nice defense on both teams, but Jawbreaker through the inside once again. Swing 4 for Rocky.
Cacciatore Crusher also out of the pack and through, and Jawbreaker burns a little clock and calls off the jam. It's Rocky Mountain now, I think, needs to get into that time.
Right.
Like, if you can get lead, like, kill as much time as you can. Hold the lead and rest people up. So
Play
126, 120. Spazmanian She-Devil out to jam. And number 26, Reverse Chaology, jamming for Rocky Mountain. Spazmanian She-Devil bumped out of bounds. Now looking to the outside is lead jammer.
A pretty little spin right there.
Again with that just 1 foot, just
Yeah.
holding the outside line. Reverse Chaology trapped up, struggling to get through the middle
Right.
of the Quadraforce blocking pile.
Spaz still fighting through the red wall.
Yes. Interesting difference in the styles. This Reverse Chaology obviously more of a power jammer, just going to push through everybody and finally clears, whereas Spazmanian She-Devil going, I'm going to have to back up a little because I need some room to maneuver.
It's definitely size plays into that as well a lot. Spaz may be small, but she's the definition of small but mighty.
Yes. So back to a 2-point spread, 126 to 124. Both teams with both timeouts and their official reviews for the half. So I would expect we'll see some clock stoppage coming fairly soon as they need to just preserve people.
And that is lead jammer for Cacciatore Crusher as Jawbreaker is through her initial.
3-on-3 in the pack. Beautiful
nice hit
pop
by
out.
Black Star.
Yes. Lexmar raising the hand like, yes, I did that.
I'd be proud of it too. Does look like a lead change.
Yes.
Queen City, 1 point.
3 points coming in. Denver coaches chatting with the team. Nobody calling a timeout. We've got 17 minutes to go in the game.
Wow.
1 point run. Similar score over next door. Rose City, 127,
Black Star
121.
hitting out Pippi Long stomping. As Reverse Chaology is the jammer for Rocky, getting lead.
Oh, Pippi Longstocking picking up a penalty, and I think
so
getting a double.
Power jam for Rocky Mountain.
Did not leave the track in time. I didn't catch the first one, but misconduct for the second.
Right.
Or insubordination,
Right.
depending on how you want to record it.
Exactly.
And we've got a lead change, and now Denver playing the slowdown game. Like, let's
Slowing
kill some
it
clock.
down. And they are trying to speed up
And
the pack.
let the other team work it. And now the
Some
sweep
offense
starts.
on the sweep. And
Reverse
there it
Chaology.
is. Beautiful offense by Rocky.
And
Scoring.
beautiful hip-to-hip contact by
Lead
Reverse
change
Chaology.
once again.
Legal contact
Legal
knocks someone out.
contact. That's calls it off. While the jammer is still in the box. Smart move on Rocky as
So
Jawbreaker is their jammer now.
Taking full advantage of that double penalty where you've got the
That's always nice.
got an extra 30 seconds to calm things down a little bit and still get the power start. And Queen City getting ready to call a timeout. Just watching the clock themselves. And calls it with 2 seconds to go before the break. So both teams playing a little clock management, a little rest the skaters.
Yeah.
Queen City looking like, what do they got? 2, 4, they've got at least 8 on the bench. So their bench crew not as tired certainly as Rocky Mountain, but they are still, like you said, running 2 jammers the entire game with 1 dropped in occasionally.
It's crazy.
All right, we mentioned the playoffs earlier in the 4-pack of tickets and the junior discounts. Well, championships, November 15th through 17th in Montreal, Quebec, the International WFTDA Championships. There's only 3,000 tickets overall available for that tournament, so you should pick yours up quickly at WFTDA.com/tickets. I know there's at least 2,999 or were, because Bobby Narco said he bought one yesterday, but I'm sure other people have bought them as well. So head over, WFTDA.com/tickets to get your tickets to champs or the playoffs. Shady is invoking Andy Marone, patron saint of clock management. Excellent call out. And yes, clock management huge in all sports and sometimes underused in roller derby. But right now, Queen City, they'll still have 1 and an official review. We're at the end of the 3rd quarter, as it were.
Jawbreaker is the lead jammer for Rocky Mountain.
And on a power jam for at least 20 more seconds or so, I'm guessing, because Pippi Longstomping still sitting in the penalty box. Queen City trying to race the pack forward.
Exactly, but
no
pack.
And
so
there's a quick sprint through.
Right on the outside.
Now we're going to see the failure to reform on, I believe, Hannah Boric Rage picked up that penalty for keeping the pack split apart too long.
I see some strategy, running the pack, avoiding the offense by Queen City, but Jawbreaker, fancy little spin, getting 4 more points.
And Pippi Longstomping finally out of the penalty box, looking to break through. Does complete the initial pass. Jawbreaker rolling ahead with the pack. Denver bench asking for the call off. Do finally get it, so in 8, we'll see if any additional points come in. 3 more points.
Right on.
So that takes us to 145 to 127. So what is that, 19-point swing in the last 2 jams?
Right.
That,
almost 14 minutes left.
That double penalty, you've got to pay attention when they're blowing the whistle and yelling your number.
Right.
Refs don't like it when you don't leave the track. All right, Spazmanian She-Devil back.
Against Reverse Chaology for Rocky.
And everyone sort of reverse Chaology again, just that power force lean into the pack standpoint, and it works.
Queen playing some offense as Spaz is out of the pack.
Catatonic to the penalty box. I believe that's their 6th.
Oh, man.
If there wasn't one in between, we'll keep an eye out and see if she ends up fouling out. Penalty called out, but Spazmanian She-Devil grabs all 4.
4 points.
That was quite the steal.
4-0 score on that.
So we are now 131, 145, 14-point game. And Rocky Mountain calling their 2nd time out of the game. 12:36 to go. Again, rest up the team a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely
get everyone up as a bench, and they're going to just have a little sit down on the side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Is it 7 people?
I think
Is that
that's
what we have over there?
7 people.
Ooh, man.
That is
tired
very
just
close.
Thinking about it. Queen City just chilling in the middle of the track. The bench relaxing on the bench. They've got a 14-point deficit, 12.5 minutes. Certainly doable.
Definitely
Queen
possible.
City with. I haven't seen number 14 Oh, I'm looking on the wrong side. That's why. Helps
Catatonic?
if I look over here. Catatonic. I'm like, wait, that's not. It's catatonic and catastrophic, and they're throwing me off
Right,
because their
I
names
know.
are similar and they both have 6 penalties. Is not standing and hasn't been replaced in the penalty box, and so I'm assuming that was in fact number 6.
Okay.
That's my theory anyway. We'll
Right,
see how
right.
it plays out. Normally you'd swap out at the break of jams. And we are back, number 12, Cacciatore Crusher, jamming against Jawbreaker.
Jawbreaker breaking up the wall, but snuck through on the inside.
Sneaking an end run around the wall.
Nice
Kind
Cacciatore
of.
Crusher. Working the inside and outside lines.
Yes. Wild Rose with the close down on that inside line.
Star is
Star is
off.
Yes, Cacciatore going to press. They have not, Queen City's not passed the star all
Right.
game. I think we've had one for Rocky Mountain, and that's it.
And
Tangled.
very
like that,
tangled.
like that look back to check. Did my foot go out? No, it didn't. Okay, we're good. We'll just stay here. Cacciatore Crusher finally out. Jawbreaker turning to watch the approach to the crowd. Calls off the jam.
Calls it off right before.
Another good burn as much clock as possible. Jawbreaker did get all 4.
Yeah.
So we're 149 to 131. And 063 Spazmanian She-Devil back out jamming. 26 Reverse Chaology jamming for Rocky.
Queen City's walls holding it down.
And
Yeah.
Reverse Chaology just again.
24, a little bit as the brace. Not a very, holding it more than a little bit though,
Yeah.
as Reverse Chaology is still stuck.
And now they're working
Spaz,
out. Just,
yeah.
just trying to push through. Everybody
Fight
falls
for
down.
initial.
High block is called on.
One last player.
That's Panic at the
Queen
Derby
City.
picking up that penalty.
Spaz still pushing through.
Pack's starting to come together. Reverse Chaology spun to the infield and
And
rolled
ran back by Catatomic on Queen City.
Now Queen City starting almost an offensive move, but I think it was mostly
Right.
trying to get through to get in the
Right.
way.
Spaz still pushing through.
Full minute
And-
down, and we've just exited turn 2.
Oh man.
Queen
It's the
City's
fight for lead jammer at this point.
Yeah, Queen City sheds a blocker. Reverse Chaology still
And
just shoving and shoving.
She is through.
Wow. Minute 25.
Right.
Reverse Chaology, not surprisingly,
About 30 seconds
Winded.
left, and finally
and just gonna let
let her chill.
her roll by. Yeah, like,
Give
don't
a
need
nice
the points.
nice call off. Try and run the clock a little bit.
Yeah. Just go as long as you can. 0-0 jam. 149 to 131. Clock is always in the favor of the team in the lead, but
Right.
in this case, the team in the lead is running really short on
Right,
skaters.
very
so
short.
the more you can burn, the better. Continuing our 2 jammer rotations, Cacciatore Crusher and Jawbreaker out for Queen City. And Rock,
Jawbreaker.
forearm
Ooh,
called.
Forearm. Is that?
That is Jawbreaker's second.
okay.
Jawbreaker not in any
Okay.
trouble. So
That's
it's Reverse Chaology that they got to worry
Right.
about. But she's been clean as far as I know this second half. There's lead jammer for Cacciatore Crusher.
also a power jam for Queen City as they set up some offense.
Rocky's starting to move forward to evade the sweep.
Pack moving pretty fast as Nusi, number 18, is holding her, but she went out, so a no pass, no penalty for Queen City.
4 points through as Nusi rolls out of bounds and allows Cacciatore Crusher to jump back through the pack. Jawbreaker now out of the penalty box and rolling back through.
Sent to the box.
So 8 points, now a 10-point game.
Jawbreaker with the star off her head, working on initial.
Is finally through. Cacciatore Crusher also through, calls off the jam. 12-point run, I believe, for Queen City.
For Queen City.
Was it 12 or was it only 8? Maybe it was only 8. Looks like only 8 on the
8.
scoreboard, unless Admiral Mayhem is checking in with Carmen Dragon. We're waiting for points on that. Official timeout called. We've got Carmen Dragon, the jam ref, conferring with the coaches for Queen City. So I'm not sure if there's going to be penalty involved or points adjustment or what's going to happen.
Right. You never know.
It's all very exciting. Meanwhile, over on the Twitch chat, Vince Hannity is quoting lyrics and cracking Shady Hawkins up. I won't repeat them because I don't need to go there. All right, so we are seeing the Queen City Jammers sitting in the penalty box. I believe that was a cut track call. It was, was 2 passes of 4. So an 8-point jam. The cut occurring prior to the entering the pack and passing all the other people, so those points didn't happen. So we have a 139-149 10-point game.
With a starting power jam for Rocky Mountain.
Yes, and a nice little breather for Rocky
Right,
Mountain as
right.
well.
This is a...
The team didn't, take a chance to sit down and relax,
Exactly.
but what the heck.
Official timeout. More like an official break as the wave is going strong in the crowd.
Wave being led by one of our fellow announcers, Violet, who's got a kid on Queen City, I believe. All right, pack lined up well forward at the pivot line. Do you think maybe Queen City's just going to take off and run?
I believe so.
I believe that is the case, and there they go.
Rocky with the
why not?
Stopping them, pushing them out of play, and no. Almost there, but as Nusi's released from the box, looks like Reverse Chaology is the lead jammer.
The pivot for Queen City picking up an illegal contact penalty sent to the penalty box. So 3 on 4 now.
Right.
As Cacciatore Crusher released from the penalty box. No pack called. Pack destruction call going to Hannah Bork Rage. And blocking with the head.
Wow. So this is a power jam and full 2-minute jam.
It's a power jam, and that is the 6th penalty for Reverse Chaology.
Oh,
so 6 minutes left, a very clean second half so far. But with that style where she's leaning in, you could certainly see that head contact coming first being a problem. Catatomic, I believe, picking up their 7th as she's off to the box. And I'm seeing the pivot standing behind the penalty box as well. So that may be another foul out. That may have been Namagecha. I didn't catch the number. So Queen City possibly losing a couple of blockers.
And Reverse Chaology is out of the box.
Still no points on the jam.
With
one blocker on the track.
Picking up 4 points.
More Panic at the Derby all by herself.
Oh, man. Ooh. Incredible block by Hannah.
I believe Panic at the Derby may have just picked up a penalty and been told to stay on the track because there's nobody else available.
Wow.
Like you can't have no blockers. There is the end of the jam.
Nice.
Panic at the Derby will now be sent to report to the penalty box. 4 points up for Cacciatore Crusher, 8 total for Rocky Mountain. 157, 143.
Wow.
5 minutes, 10 seconds to go.
And a timeout called by Queen City, giving Rocky a little time to rest. But also Queen City time to recalibrate.
Yes, and Queen City, I think, has to swap some players into the penalty, or possibly for the penalty box. I think the pivot was certainly done with their penalty and just standing, but
I believe, what is it, Catatonic?
Catatonic
on the
that may have fouled out now, and we'll just see who else rolls over to the designated team parent.
Right.
As the JRDA with foul outs, you get to go sit D-gear and you get to sit in the crowd, so that's nice. They don't send you off to the locker room to mope. All right. Timeout over. 4-on-2 in the pack currently. Rocky Mountain with the advantage. We've got 0-63 Spazmanian She-Devil jamming against.
Jawbreaker.
Yes.
The lead jammer, but Spaz not far behind at all.
Jawbreaker with lead. We hit the 5-minute mark. Jawbreaker
calls
off the jam.
But there was an apex very last second.
Yeah,
not
but
picking up any points.
Nope, no way she was
points,
landing that before the
points
whistle.
for style.
Yes, you do. She can't add the style points, and it'll look great on the video.
Right.
So another 30 seconds ticking off the clock. Queen City now out of timeouts. They do have one official review that they could use as a timeout or to review a penalty if they wish. Reverse chaology. Jamming.
And slides through. Spaz.
Yes.
No, is that Spaz again?
Spaz skating
Back to back.
jump. She's like, I landed that jump.
Right,
Why am I
right.
not just going back out?
And they successful star pass to Nusi 18 on Rocky Mountain.
Second star pass of the game. Won't be any star passes from Queen City for this jam because they did not field a pivot.
Wow,
So
I didn't even notice
they
that.
had a blocker in the box. I didn't
Oh,
either. I heard the
man.
scorekeeper mentioning, hey, there's no pivot for black. I'm like, oh, you're right, there isn't.
I bet you they're making sure to
Now
play
they
a
got one
pivot
out.
now, yeah.
This time it is number 710's Shoosh Queen with the pivot stripe. And we are 4-on-3 advantage for Rocky Mountain, or for Queen City rather. With Jawbreaker jamming, Cacciatore
And that
Crusher.
was
Oh,
a
cuts
cut track.
Ooh, so
Power jam for Rocky.
Power Jam Rocky. Jawbreaker cuts the track as well.
Oh, wow.
Saw the hop and the foot landed. It's one of those where you're used to feeling the,
Right.
I'm assuming you feel the skate roll over the
Right.
line and that triggers you, right?
Exactly.
But if you hop up and you land out, you don't really,
You don't notice.
you don't have that cue, so. So no lead jammer for this
So
jam.
2-minute jam.
Yeah, this will take us down under 2
Definitely.
minutes to go in the game.
This could be a game changer. Jawbreaker.
Super short power jam for both sides. Both jammers completing the initial.
Some offense there on the inside, but hit out by Nusi. And that was a cut for
And-
Jawbreaker once again, which means a power jam for Queen City.
Ooh,
This is
double-
very tense.
double penalties. Now, the Queen City's going to be down a blocker for the rest of the jam
Right.
because number 88, Betty the Whip White, started the half with 6 and just ended up over there. So that will be 7.
And that was another cut track called on
This
number
is just
12.
the jam of
This
cut
is
tracks.
the
Cut
last
tracks,
jam.
America's favorite penalty today.
Right. So that means Jawbreaker is released from the box for a very short power jam.
Yes, best lobes, I agree. I can't take it another cut.
Oh, man.
20 seconds to go in the jam. Queen City racing the pack. Still no points on the board.
And Jawbreaker is out with 4 points for Rocky.
And finally, someone scores.
Wow.
Also out is Cacciatore Crusher, who is through for 4.
And woo!
Jawbreaker tripped up at the very end. Slides in safe on the ground.
Right.
It's like, thank you guys. Did I get any points? 4 points up. And I saw a low block called at the end. I think that was on the blocker that tripped over, number 2002 Darth Molly. So an 8-4 jam, 165, 151 Rocky Mountain.
With
clock currently stopped. Official review called by Queen City using their last time stoppage. It's a 14-point game, certainly not insurmountable. We've had 16 points from Queen City at least twice this game. Both of those coming from number 063 Spazmanian She-Devil. Rocky Mountain hugging it out in the middle of the track. Coming up next, we will shift over to the Open Division for our 10th game is going to be right here on this very track. That will be the Sioux Falls Sodak Attack taking on Raleigh. And on our other track, the yellow track, where right now Pile of Bones has taken the lead with 16 seconds to go, 170 to 168 over Rose City. On that track, coming up next will be Cherry Bomb versus Capital City for the 7th, 8th place game. As we work our way towards our championship games, the female division championship being played on the yellow track at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, followed immediately by the Open Division championship game, Diamond City versus Philly. Official review continuing, might be coming to a close as the head ref is chatting with the coaches. Crowd starting the Rocky, fight cheer.
And of course the cowbells.
In doubt. Shake the cowbell. Well, I believe that Queen City did not win whatever their official review was. We'll see if our alt ref is going to tell Ruby, our venue announcer, what's going on. We'll try and catch that and relay, but score stays the same, 151-165. And we will start with 1:14 to go. Spazmanian She-Devil
is the lead jammer.
No surprise that she'd get the call there. Jawbreaker back out, number 13. Good call, Rocky picking the jammer that's not about to foul out.
Right, right. That is a very smart call.
Nusi swings to the front. Oh, picks up the high block.
Jawbreaker through once again.
So 4 apiece. Jawbreaker just has to keep pace and can even give up a lap to still come away with the win. Ooh, pretty lateral hop. 4 apiece.
Calls it off. Hoping to get another
Queen City
jam
calls it. Yes, we will get one last jam, even
last
without a clock stop.
And is Jawbreaker going out back to back? So is Spaz.
Yep.
Gonna end it the same as they started.
Exactly. Rocky Mountain you can't put reverse chaology back out because then you'd have the chance of no jammer for the jam if she gets a foul right off the bat.
Game changer.
And Rocky will take a timeout.
Get a breather.
What the heck? Yeah, have another couple of seconds. They don't care that we're a few minutes behind so far on the game schedule. It's all right. Unofficial final on the other track. If you're not watching in squad mode, you should be. Pile of Bones beating Rose City 170 to 168. Rose City had a couple of injuries yesterday that were kind of thinning their pack down, and I was talking to one of the parents, and they were like, I'm not sure they all brought the right wheels because this floor is very slick.
I actually don't hate the floor, though. You adapt to it. Adapt to it. It's slick, but better than Sport Court, in my opinion.
All right. What wheels do you use?
I use Radars, the light blue ones on the inside.
What are the
86 or something?
See, there you go. I think a lot of the Northwest, I think my kid likes to slide, so she's on 90 somethings even here.
Right.
But But yeah, if you're used to, Rose City plays on Sport Court. So
Right.
if you're used to that and you've got the harder wheels,
Yeah,
got to adapt.
definitely.
Shady, I'm with you on the schedule, but then you're at home nice and comfortable with your coffee. Some of us will have an awards presentation to do after the last game, so we'd like things to stay slightly on time.
Right. And
Spaz Maiden
Spaz is
Devil.
the lead jammer. This could be the game changer.
It could be. We'll see. Shoulder thrown by.
Shoulder, and Jawbreaker is pushed to the outside.
Direction of play called, so
Direction.
that'll thin down the pack. Spaz through for 4. Now 163, 173, 10-point
Blocked
game.
by 12.
Forearm penalty called is on.
Oh, man.
Ooh, a killer.
This is
Killer
a,
for Jawbreaker, now racing to the penalty box.
Oh, man.
Defense, Rocky has been
Defense.
broken up a bit. They've got a goat trapped at the back.
Spaz.
Tasmanian She-Devil
This is a very
running side to
close
side.
game.
We've got, what, a 6-point game,
6 points.
173, 167.
Rocky defense holding Spaz strong. Queen playing some offense.
The sweep coming to the
Oh,
side.
man.
Jawbreaker standing in the penalty box.
Good penalty kill for Rocky
And another
as
goat
Jawbreaker
captured
is
towards
released.
the back. As Jawbreaker now out of the penalty box and rolling through. No pack is called.
And
Second 4 points,
Oh
2-point
my
game, and Jawbreaker is
my
now
God.
through and giving chase. So this is going to
This is
be
a
who can get
very
the first. If Rocky can,
close game.
Rocky is not
Hold
speeding
it.
up the game.
Oh,
Calls it
Oh
off.
my
We might
God.
see. I think we had
oh
the 4.
man, the 4 from Rocky. Wow.
4 up there.
That was great playing. And
We got a
till the very end.
yes. Looks like 180 Black Star. Down on the side, 4 points for Rocky. Waiting for the score for Queen City. I see a 12. And Black Star is up. Unofficial final. Rocky Mountain holds on.
77?
Man, that was a game.
Wow, that was
That was a way to
crazy.
start the day. 2 great games.
Oh my
Either-
God! What?
See, I shouldn't have announced anything because it was
Oh,
unofficial.
wait, unofficial. What's going
that?
on?
What kind of rookie maneuver was
170.
that?
Oh,
78,
1 point.
177. We're jumping up to 14.
1
All
point.
points in. Still unofficial.
Oh, still unofficial.
I see 2
70.
there.
Oh, it's
We
going
may
back
get-
down again.
Rocky Mountain does have an official review, so they can
wow.
stop this and change
This
it around.
is a
You are playing with our hearts,
This is
scorekeepers. I love
mixed
you all and all
feelings
your
right
work,
here.
but
I'm on the edge
man,
of
this
my
is a
seat.
killer.
woo.
This is this was
is
the same with
crazy.
Mob City yesterday, where
Yeah,
Mob City
that
was
1
convinced
point.
they'd won,
and
and then points came in and they didn't. In this case,
This
Rocky Mountain,
unofficial
yes,
final.
no.
that was
I had
crazy.
I had 2 passes of 4 and possibly a point on the second, so I think the 9 may be closer.
oh,
The earlier one
man.
looked like there may have been an extra pass thrown in. I
Right.
don't know,
This is
but we will wait and see
This
as
is
our
crazy.
scorekeepers and our referees
Whew.
are gathered at the table.
oh my
Oh
God.
my God. All right, let's look at the bracket.
Right.
What is coming up next? As I mentioned, we will have our, on this track here will be Raleigh versus Sodak, South Dakota's Sioux Falls. Now we are
Rocky,
final. Rocky
final.
Mountain does win it.
Yeah, 177
And they
to
go nuts.
173.
Excellent game by Queen
very
City.
well
That
fought
was
game. That
well
was
played by both
insane.
teams. I think
100%.
in the last, that second half, it was, again, 2 jammers for each team.
Right. That is.
With one other, you had the.
I give so much props to those jammers. That is insane.
Yeah, we had the one step in for
Right.
each team once.
Right. That's
Wow.
very well matched up game.
Whew. All right, well, I'm exhausted, so I'm going to go take a break. You're going to take a
Great.
nap because you have to
Oh
play
yeah.
in 2
I'll
hours.
take a quick power nap.
Come back in a couple hours, and you can watch Hippie skate right here
All
on track
right.
number 1 against Kalamazoo. You're watching the 2019 JRDA Championships. Rocky Mountain pulls it out to finish in 9th.
Woo.
And we'll stick around. Coming up next,
All right.
our Open Division 9th and 10th place game. For Hippie, I'm Scott Chicken, and we'll talk to you later.
See you guys later.